Hey everybody, you're tuned in to 91.8 The Fan, and this is Kana. You're in my corner. I also have someone else in my corner today, and that will be Todd Haberkorn. Thank you so much for joining the show.
Of course, thank you for having me. Happy to be here. Or virtually there.
Yes, it's all virtual. You're not actually here.
Yeah.
He's just a simulation, guys.
Totally.
I was actually, it was funny for me because I was reading over your credits, and I actually didn't know anything about you until your roles in Orin and XXX Holic, unless there's a different way to say it. And it's funny for me because I'm kind of like, where'd you come from? Because I hadn't heard about you before.
Well, it's been about, I'd say, going on 4 years now, and I have been an actor in film and stage, things like that, in various capacities in commercials and industrials. And I got an audition with Funimation, and I didn't know anything about them or anime or anything like that. And I auditioned, and we all got along, and I didn't do too horribly. And I guess they kept me coming back, and I guess the rest is history. So I'm just happy that I didn't get kicked out during my audition. So that's my goal. Don't get kicked out of auditions.
That's a pretty good goal to abide by. And I'm a little bit curious. You're pretty much a Funimation guy.
Yes, I've with the anime studios are really about as far apart as you can get. I mean, you've got Bang Zoom on the West Coast, you've got Cinder Nicholas's studio with Tom Whalen and such on the East Coast, and then you've got us in Texas. So it's not very easy to kind of go back and forth. Whereas someone like Travis Willingham or Laura Bailey, they go back and forth because they started off with Funimation and then they kind of migrated out to LA. So there's that kind of thing. Whereas I haven't. The most recent thing I did out in LA was I worked with Jonathan Klein and his company on a video game coming up later this year. So.
Oh, at New Generation Pictures, correct?
Yes. We did a game and had a great time with him. A very nice guy. We'd met each other out in the con circuit, and so we that kind of translated into us working together on this, and it was a lot of fun, and it was great to get out there, and I'd love to go back.
I'm going to take a guess, but you can't talk about the game, can you?
Bingo!
Ah, okay.
There's NDAs on it, so I'd love to talk about it. In fact, in my brain right now, I'm talking about it in my brain, but only I can hear it.
I wish I had psychic powers.
Yeah, that would be, wow. Well, that would be, yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on in there right now, like recipes for Rice Krispie treats, my dog, stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff going on. It would be a wild world if you could read my brain. It'd be crazy.
I'd have no way to broadcast that, though, so it would just be me.
There we go. That's true.
And so have you ever thought about branching out to L.A.? I know it's really expensive to live there.
I have thought about it. I would like to do that. The trouble is, well, I guess not trouble, but right now it's a matter of, things are going well with Funimation, and I'm thankful for that, and I'm not looking to kind of put a road bump in that for the time being, and also have family responsibilities here, and also I feel like a lot of stuff is going on in Texas now, and I kind of want to be here on the ground floor for that, and nurture the seedlings of industry work. And LA it's a very difficult. It's kind of like New York, where New York is a difficult lifestyle, and I feel like LA kind of is, but just for different reasons. And I would love to venture out there, but it's hard living. It's hard living. I mean, the people are so pretty out there, and you got to be just as pretty. So I'm working on my beautification, and that's all done. Boom, then I'm out there.
That's actually why I live in Las Vegas, Nevada, instead of California, because it's a lot cheaper to live here.
Yes, and that's. I used to live out there, and my one room efficiency was like $1,500 a month for this one little shoebox of a room, and there's no way I could bring my son out there and all this, and so I was like, it's better for him to be raised in Texas. So.
Well, that's actually kind of nice, and I'm sure the weather right now is actually pretty nice in Texas.
Oh, it's great. It's really great. It was actually great on the West Coast too. It was very very windy, but it was really nice, and I think the Texas is blessing us right now because they're like, oh, don't worry, I'm about to turn up the heat. Don't you worry about that. So
Oh, I know exactly how you feel. As soon as summer hits, it's because I'm in the desert, so it's like, oh God, water.
Oh yeah.
And now I am curious, working with Funimation, do they always call you in for projects, or do you kind of just keep updated on a newsletter or something?
I'm in an interesting position in the sense that I'm there pretty regularly. Um, Usually, this is actually going to be a light week for me where I only go in maybe twice this week, but usually I'm able to come in, almost every day. And so I get updated by the projects, through projects that way. Um, there's not really a newsletter, and it's really kind of like everything's kind of need to know there. So you really don't get updated about a project unless you're going to be a part of it or it has some sort of ramification for you. So it's I know a lot only because I poke my head into studios and bug everybody like Kimmy Gibbler from Full House. So.
Well, I would also think that it's because you're not only a voice actor, but you work in ADR as well.
Yes, I don't do so much. I don't do as much of that now. I do more often direct and produce live action stuff right now. But I used to do it a lot more. I've toyed with the idea of coming back and directing some stuff. Of course, if there's a lot of directing going on up there and they've got their bases covered. But it's kind of one or the other. It's because we don't do night sessions anymore. If you were to direct, you'd have to somehow balance directing with voice acting, and because they take place during the same hours, there's not really. It's kind of like one or the other. So I was like, well, for me, voice acting is more fun. So I think I'm gonna stick to that. So.
That sounds very stressful. I actually didn't know they didn't do anything in the night anymore.
Yeah, it was in an effort. We were just going so fast with everything. We were recording. That's why we took a break from One Piece, because we were just recording it so quickly. We got ahead of ourselves, and we're just we were trying to slow down. We cut the night sessions, and everybody kind of gets to get home at a decent time and do what they're going to do. So we've tried it, and it's kind of stuck with us. So, and I think the night session thing is a thing of the past right now.
That's actually pretty interesting, and I don't know many voice actors that would say, between the two trades, ADR and voice acting, will say, I like voice acting better. Could you explain why that is?
Well, with directing, it's I feel like you got one foot in the creative zone and one foot in the just get it done zone, and there's like I don't know, it's a weird because when you're in the booth as a voice actor, it's not really up to you about deadlines. It's like you're going to get your stuff done at the natural pace that you're going to get it recorded. But as the director, it's my job to make sure that everybody that comes in and is recording is of a certain quality that I can get them recorded fast and it sounds great and I can meet my deadlines and who am I going to cast in episode 2, because what if I want to use them in episode 12 and I have to have a lot more backstory and knowledge about the show before recording it, and I have to pay attention to make sure that not just like when you're voice acting, you just have to make sure that your personal flaps fit the animation. Well, if I'm directing, I got to make sure everybody's flaps fit, and it's just and it's a lot of. I'm used to coming from a background of stage and film, like I had mentioned, and always working on different projects. Like to sit and focus on one project for 6 months, 7 months is it's a challenge. Whereas opposed to voice acting, you come in, you do your work for a finite amount of time, and then boom, you're on to the next thing. So that's what's more attractive for me. And also, I get to work on a variety. Where in a month, I'll get to work on a variety of shows. Whereas as a director, it's like I'm focusing on my one show that I'm directing for 6, 7 months.
That's very interesting. And for everybody out there, we're going to take a very short break, but stay tuned because we will be talking to Todd just a little bit more. So keep it tuned to your favorite station, 91.8 The Fan. Everything you want, nothing you don't. Ever wonder what's going on in the anime world? Check out 918 The Fan every weekday for the newest iStock. We'll fill you in on everything you need to know in 3 minutes or less. Only on 918thefan.com. You're tuned in to 91.8 The Fan. This is Kana. You're in my corner. And I also have Todd Haberkorn in my corner as well.
Hello, I'm back.
I didn't scare him off, so don't worry. Also, I was wondering, because we were talking about a little bit behind the scenes, what current projects do you have coming up that you can talk about without those NDAs?
Let's see. Well, Initial D just got announced a little bit ago. So, of course, to talk about that. As far as any of the other roles, it's pretty tight-lipped until they decide. I will say that there's some stuff that kind of outside of anime. My production company is always working on industrial videography things, and we're gearing up for a feature film later this summer. And we're Out of the Office Productions is our company.
I actually wasn't aware about that.
Yeah, outoftheofficeproductions.com is our website, and we do features, we do industrials for companies because that's kind of big in the Texas area, and we also travel to do it elsewhere. We're just an all-around production company that can do anything from concept to completion. So we can storyboard your project, we can cast them, we can do the location scouting, we can help with the script, we can shoot it, edit it, graphics, all this stuff. So we're kind of a one-stop shop for production.
Well, that's good though. It means you get to be very busy when people.
Yeah, get to be busy, and it's a fun way to stay in the industry. As far as like outside of the production stuff, there's, I guess, on Facebook, the people. Let's see, Emily Walden and Karen Ocean Rabbits. They created this awesome, very kind fan club page on Facebook. It's called the Official Todd Haberkorn Fan Club page, and they're very great about getting people there and checking in and updating that. And we just finished a contest, a Haberkorn-centric contest. So our judges are looking at the results and choosing a winner. So we try to, they try to stay active, and I try to add stuff when I can, and it's very, very kind of them. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just going to say that's very cool. So you have loving fans. Hopefully they don't go up and tackle you.
Oh yeah, and on the con circuit, let's see, upcoming. I just got back from No Brain Con in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and I've got Anime Central is going to be the next big one, which is the 14th to the 16th.
Oh, then you will see us there.
Okay, yeah, then we'll meet. We'll meet. I've not been to Anime Central yet, so this will be a lot of fun, and we're debuting. I think that's when our big Initial D thing is going on. Plus, there's going to be some other big announcements there. So big announcement. So be sure to catch that. I can say nothing more on that. After that, it's Colossal Con. There's MAC, MechaCon, Northern Anime Fest, and another Anime Con, and then a couple others that are in the works right now.
That sounds like a lot of fun, and you're definitely getting around to a lot of locations.
Yeah, it's great to go out to the conventions and really get to meet the people that are watching the shows and get to see every convention. I'm always blown away by how nice everybody is, not just to us, but to each other, and the fantastic cosplay, and they really love anime. It's not like me saying, oh, I love Conan O'Brien, and I catch like an episode every month or so. I mean, they really love anime and all the Japan-centric things, and so it's great to be a part of that and be in that world for a weekend and get to play around with everybody.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I will make sure that the people who are going to Anime Central, make sure to bug you there. Hopefully they won't stick a camera too far in your face.
Bug away.
But you will be able to see us. We'll be live broadcasting there with music and speakers, so we'll be pretty hard to miss.
Okay, right on. I'll look out for you.
And also, I would like to ask, do you have any maybe live action projects, on-camera work or commercial work that you have coming up or that you recently worked on?
Yeah, there's a horror movie coming out in October that stars alongside with me as Lance Henriksen and Lauren Holly called Scream of the Banshee. And it's a really crazy horror movie that we did last year, at the end of last year. It's directed by Stephen C. Miller, and he's a guy that went from essentially went from just nothing to bam, where he is now living in Hollywood, directing movies, traveling to Bulgaria to film stuff. I mean, he's really very, very talented guy. He's come deservedly so far, and I was happy to be a part of that project. So it'll be out in October. So check your local theater listings for that and follow that. So
I would think a horror movie would be very demanding.
Oh yeah, it was 2 weeks of shooting in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and so that's why if you notice, there were 2 conventions last year that I had to cancel. I think it was a ZumiCon and another Anime Con, which is why I'm going this year, because I had to cancel those appearances at the very last second because I got this movie. And so I apologized, and I sent a lot of swag to them and videos from the set. And we went and filmed this movie. We shot for probably 13 plus hours a day, and we had 12 days to shoot a feature-length script in this crazy huge house that was built in the Civil War, and it was a haunted house. We've got like pictures where like stuff appears in the picture but not on the picture that we took, and it was pretty creepy. Very, very creepy.
I hope you didn't have to sleep there.
No, I did sleep there only in the sense that like in between takes, it was because we were shooting so long, I fell asleep because sometimes it was like 4 a.m, but no, not a full night. But it's a huge house, and like there are slave quarters on the premises and that they haven't torn down. It's pretty eerie.
Now I have to wonder, the important question is there a lot of gore?
Let's see. Yeah, I would say so. I'd say it's not like something like Hostel or anything like that, but I mean, there is some, when it does happen, I mean, there's no mistaking. You're like, nope, that's blood. Like, there's no mistaking. You will find it. Not so much, I didn't get now that thinking back on it, like, I didn't get a lot of blood on me, but like, the people around me got pretty bloody. So, it was fun to just not to sit back and just get to watch that as opposed to like, get it all on me, so.
It was Todd Haberkorn in the ballroom with a bat.
Yeah, that's right. Or actually, a spear, I think it was. You'll see. It all makes sense. It all makes sense.
I got to look up for that. And is there anything else you want to tell the listeners out there?
Well, I mean, again, it's really, if you'd asked me a couple years ago if I could imagine being where I am in the anime world and voiceover in general, I mean, you hear people say they could have never imagined it, but it's true. It's like I would have never thought that I would be talking with you or be traveling to these conventions and saying hi to so many people that support what I do and kind of what my peers do in the industry, and it's so great that happens, and I hope it continues and we keep having a great little marriage of anime producing and watching for years to come, and thank you for that.
Well, that's awesome words, I gotta say, and I'm sure our listeners will keep track of what's going on in your life, because we know you're working on stuff, you just can't tell us.
Oh yeah, soon.
And I'm curious if you'd like to participate in a 91.8 The Fan tradition.
Okay, what's the tradition?
We ask everybody who comes on if they'd be willing to do a bump for us.
Okay, let's do it.
Awesome! We do it live on air, so if you mess up, they get to hear it.
Fantastic.
We were wondering if you could say, my name is, I do this, and you're tuned into 91.8 The Fan.
My name is, I do this, 91.8 The Fan. Okay. Ready?
Yes, whenever you're ready.
Okay. My name is Todd Haberkorn. I am an anime voice actor, and you're tuned into 91.8 The Fan.
Perfect! No messing up on the numbers or anything.
Oh man, I'm glad that's done. My heart rate started like, don't mess up.
I know you guys usually have a script and everything, right?
Yeah, but that's good for us. It works the muscles. That's good.
That's true. I never even thought about it like that. I just figured it caught you guys off guard because there's no script. And thank you so much for joining the show. We really appreciated it.
Thank you for having me. Hope to talk to you again.
And for everybody out there, if you missed any of this interview, shame on you, but you can catch it over on the site in the next few days, so keep it tuned to 91.8 The Fan. Here's Utada Akari and her song Simple and Clean.